The finals is here. It's gonna be a best of 7, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the score mishap. Fixed. Matty is gonna be playing as your blue Loki.
Up here in the red. Speaking of Loki, we got Looki going for Nuwa. I'm like confusing myself. Going with Nuwa up here in the red. Very nice. And this is an open map, man. It'll be interesting to see how Loki in blue is going to handle. What is the flooding potential of China actually here, Naka? He's building
great.
so far forward. It's great? Okay.
It is absolutely huge. So Nuwa obviously doesn't have to worry about the houses. They get done immediately as they're automatically built. Spreading all this favored land as well will help significantly to build more units. But building a second temple, I'm not so sure about that. Anyways, we're gonna have pioneers in order to hold the ground. They can then later auto-deploy their balloons, and that will create a little bit of divine damage on the ground, keeping the army at bay somewhat. What we'll need to see is a lot more buildings though from our Nuwa player. In the Mythic Age, you can then summon in your creation villagers, which for this Deathmatch Tournament, we've actually reduced their maximum numbers. So you can get 8 of them. And that should be clicked right away, because it helps you build so much in the early game.
Exactly. Dude, this is so interesting. Matador in the blue, he went up through Heimdall, man. It feels so natural to just always go through Forseti and there's the creation villagers, largely Thor they blow. Anyway, but he goes up through Heimdall. Is that a meta thing, Naka? Am I missing something? I know that there's things you can play with there, but...
So your defensive buildings are going to be cheaper and stronger, right? And on top of that, your units will be training faster, including your villagers. So I think it's just really good for the long-term Norse economy. And on top of that, you get Undermine to delete tower spams.
True.
However, the Super Berserk stuff with Super Huskars is not going to be happening here because we've gone for Hell. So Matador has a very different idea about this matchup as I do. I'll be interested to see if it works. He's facing so many Shenongs, but Looki doesn't have stuff.
Fire giants can maybe be good against the dragons, right?
They are good against the dragons, that's exactly right. Where is Looki's stuff, sir?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Okay.
The Kuafus are getting caught. How did this happen? What are they doing out here? You don't need that wall right now, sir. Oh no. Oh no,
he's just going fully into the dragons, man. That's what it is. He's just trying to ride those dragons to victory. Look at this. How many are there? I can't even
Please recover. I don't want to see a stomp. Oh, I'm worried. But yeah, the dragons could be one way to do it. Look, you get those special abilities in the middle of throwing axemen, they'll be deleted. There's no question about that. And especially if you get the hero out with the pagoda stuns, they won't even be able to run away. Sorry, what throwing axemen? They're deleted. So actually, Looki is doing good. He figured it.
Well, but he must be. He's got a ton of military population. He's got to be nice. Matador's got to be building stuff around the map, right? Like how many TCs does he has up real quick? There's a fort, okay. Town center, okay. He's not.
That's a mistake by Matador, just using one unit to build. Deathmatch reduces the TC build rates significantly. It's minus 50% for Norse infantry, so you have to put more of a commitment on that. It's so easy to stop now. Oh, the Kuafu hero is toast.
He's picked off so many Kafu, man.
We've got this forest defense situation coming up. A lot of the Norse units are getting hurt by that, and it seems that with the Baolei spam, Looki will be able to hold on. He's also repelling the other attack. They're now equal in population, and our Norse player is getting really low in gold. Perhaps Looki has stabilized. Okay, this is looking so much better now than in the early game. In fact, we are seeing a switch to mountain giants because he can't afford the fire ones.
Yeah. Maybe he just had a little bit of a brain fart early on, so he's just like, oh, it took a second for the espresso to kick in or something like that. He forgot to train villagers or military or something. He just lost like 3 dragons.
That hurt. Flaming weapons wasn't even on. Now it's time for flaming weapons. Look at all the big boys coming out. They're going clubbing.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not.
Let's hit it, boy.
Wait, they're not.
No, they're not.
There's so many heroes here. Oh my god, they're getting caught. The dragons are also pretty good against them. They're falling left and right. Li Jing is in, and he's targeting them down.
He also uses Undermine God Power to help take down that ballet. There goes a couple of ballet. That's 2 of the 3 that are on the front line so far. That's pretty. This is looking good for El Matador, but
he's getting flooded into the army of Looki's. That will help him take him down, and exactly in the perfect timing. Flaming weapons is over. This was great.
Delivery. Here's an army to kill. Jeez. Matreus. I keep wanting to call him Matreus because of the mat, but he's El Matador.
Where is Matreus, speaking of? Have you seen him?
I know. No. Yes, but no.
Big sad. Okay, dragon versus dragon time. Not quite summon dragon versus summon dragon. We could do that too, but different matchup. Oh, wait. Vapor dragon, excuse me. What? Oh. Goodbye.
What?
Pioneers. And of course Li Jing helping.
It didn't do anything. Oh, poor Nidhogg. Oh.
Give it a big buff is gonna be what we hear in chat, but maybe don't fly over 10 pioneers. That's another idea.
Paper dragon, seriously. Oh. Nidhogg is a really cool special attack. I wanted to see it. Dude, the game has just flip-flopped so hard. Look. Now Looki is playing Nuwa. Loki is Matador. Okay, so Matador, dude, his economy is toast. His economy is toast, right? Sure, he's got 34 vills.
I mean, it's something, but it's not enough to replenish an army. He doesn't have any resources right now. I have no idea how that happened, but he spent all his resources. His second TC is still not up because he's making it with 1 Huskar. I hope he rewatches this and feels what I feel, because he can fix this so easily. Just send 10 Berserks, whatever. It's a good number. It's a start.
10 is a good number. It is. Dude, 138 is a pretty good number as well. That's the military count Loki's got. He's almost 100 mil pop ahead of Matador right now. Oh, dude. This game literally completely flip-flopped on its head.
Yeah, and Luke is actually in a decent position here. Like, he can build his front TC when he's ready. There's no rush. Oh, by the way, all these houses are generating him trees together faster from the normal. That's a thing. But he's gonna have to give up, and Looki wins one. Neat.
Wow, I think we had the exact opposite thoughts, right, everybody? when Luki's losing all those Quaofu, when Matador's picking off Quaofu, he's getting all these fire giant spawns all over the place, a huge military, etc. It seemed like he was just gonna blast through Nuwa, but man, how that wow.
I don't have to say anything. You guys can see the numbers. Wow. That's nuts.
Wait, that's how Matador's first loss to the tournament?
Yes.
2-zip, 2-zip, 3-zip.
And last tournament too. He didn't lose there, I think.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey!
Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. We've got in the blue color Matador playing as Zeus.
What's Loki playing? Loki? No more Loki, but however, he's going for, what is that?
That's an Oranos.
Okay, yeah. Oranos, that was his last pick, was it not?
It was. I have no clue what's going on. Oranos into Zeus is gonna be a difficult one, definitely in Deathmatch. I wouldn't exactly say I have a game plan for this. You're just not as fast as Kronos. You're not as durable as Gaia. What are you gonna do about something like Zeus, which just spams at you? I guess you could still get your Prometheus Hyperion thing going. But where the villagers are getting caught already by the Minotaur. This is a disaster. Could snowball
Look how
very
close
hard.
these buildings are, dude. Look how close the buildings are. Like, their tips are almost touching. Look at that archer range in the counter barracks. They're right in front of each other. Whoever's going to get the better spam has got to have, you know, be in the advantageous position here.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is not Prometheus. This is Oceanus for the Murmillo business that you are so excited about. But I'm not sure that that is that good. Because you're going to be flooded with Hippospists. Athena Hippospists. They're going to do a great
we'll
job.
find out. We'll find out how well it's going to work or not here.
I've seen the standard tournaments. I know that over there, the Hippospists can get beaten up before they gain numbers, but here they will have numbers. Matador has a pretty good build, but doesn't secure any TCs just yet, so it's all frontal aggression. And if there's a lot of Chiroballista and Fanatics and Arcus, that should hold him at bay for now. It's a good thing
Western.
Sorry, go on.
Well, Western shouting out the Fanatics, though. Aside from the Murmillo shouting out the Fanatics for Oceanus. Fair point.
Yeah,
I still want to see the Murmillo, man. They're all the rage and supremacy.
Yeah, man. There's all these weak citizens now, so that's the one thing that is not going on for Looki right now. Oh, he's getting caught. This is a disaster. Ooh.
Oh! See, Naka, I told you, Hippias are a little group of Hippias to pick off Eco early on. It's sick, especially if you have the APM to handle it.
I agree. It works out great here. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. You just gotta take your chances sometimes.
I believe in it, Naka. I believe in it.
You're a believer. Great.
I'm a believer.
Well, fortune favors the bold, as we've just seen.
Yeah.
We should see a big restoration momentarily, I think. If Matador can get a little closer to commit to the fight, it's a great place to do so. Ooh, Bellarfin is right on top of the satyrs. This is the time to restoration, definitely. And all these champion Kaltas can just snipe the Chiroballist at the same time. Opportunities there. There it is.
But did he get Bellerophon? He was like right on the edge.
I'm serious here.
Okay, well, that was not, you know, still, oh, that's nice. The restoration was good, I suppose. It wasn't like some huge game-ending, you know, restoration, big advantage gaining thing. It feels, things still feel pretty even-ish right now. The Helipoli, however, are going to challenge that. That's maybe too many. How many?
Definitely.
He's got like 7 on the map. Jeez.
You gotta have enough frontline to be able to deal with all this Cantarius business, and it seems he does. The Medusa count is also growing steadily, which is... they're absolute beasts. Very cheap for what they do, with 500 health and sick armor, so... they're the one of the few units that can handle the satyrs, definitely.
Yeah, but still, you want Bellerophon in there, man.
Oh yeah, he died. He died. He didn't get that much done earlier either. I'm not sure if he's coming back. If he's being made, he's hanging out somewhere. The production bar isn't big enough for DM, I have to say. Like, it would be great if they batched them all together. Like, I don't need to know how many times you're making a hoplite.
I agree. Underworld, is this an early Underworld? It feels like it's maybe a little early. Maybe it's perfect. I don't know.
Well, it's hitting hard at a time when gold is scarce. So I kind of like that aspect. It's gonna stop villager creation when you need it the most.
Sure.
But would it have been better to hit the other side, I'm wondering? Oh, there was no TC to begin with. Okay. The caravans might be pumped out, but then this would have been the trade TC as well. So actually, this was a good Underworld, yeah.
Nice.
You can come back too.
Dude, Loki's not even...
Oh god.
Please.
The satyrs.
The satyrs? Give it to us. Give it to us. They're dying, but not in one big, oomph.
Yeah, he used the ability earlier. Oh, there it was. But too late. They're already gone. Okay, we got plenty of Medusa. They are being healed by the temple. I do want to see a second temple if possible. As the temple healing stacks, all the healing stack, but temple one as well. Got a pretty small aura though, as you can see. That's why you need.
Hey, real quick, Naka, look on the bottom side. We had an underworld on that back TC, but at the same time, we also have Looki building on the back side as well, building into the town center on the very, very bottom corner.
Yes.
Yeah, man. This is nice. Stop and trade corner, stop and town center action down there. Nice.
But can he stop the frontal push? He's out of resources. Matador, if he cancels his Medusa... Oh, wait, he doesn't have any being made. Vortex is going to be used as a last-ditch effort to do some damage, but I don't think he's going to be getting it.
Wait, why would you Vortex back there?
I have no idea. He can't afford to build, so... Is that just game? He's out of resources. Matador will destroy his buildings. What now? Oh, God. I had to ask, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Save the satyr!
Zap. Oh, they're all gone, maiden. They're all dead. It's over.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, we're just getting started, really. 1-1.
Yeah.
The best of 7. There's plenty of opportunities. I just don't think this Oranos business was necessary right now. There were better gods in the roster. Why burn Oranos early in the series? It will just tilt you.
Maybe he expected a different god pick instead of Zeus or something like that? I don't know.
I'm not convinced.
I don't know.
Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Kronos is in. Matador's gonna be playing it in the blue.
Thor is in, Naka, and Loki is gonna be playing Thor. A little bit silly there. Yeah, we got a little Thor action. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I've seen Thor get beat up today. I need some Thor success in my veins. Thank you very much.
Man.
Give it to me, Loki.
It's hard to get Thor into the right matchups. You really want to face China with that. For the super berserks and Huskars, but easier said than done. Look at this Matador guy taking all 3 trading posts here on Silk Road. Good start. But on top of that, he's obviously Kronos, so these manners will be speeding up his construction. And he will just do what Looki tried to do in the other game. Mass Satyr. Now, Norse has difficulty reaching those. Because what are you gonna send?
Indeed. Falk spam.
You can do the thing I talked about with the China, anti-China strat works here as well. The thing where you get the Fenris wolves and you backstab where the other guy isn't. Here's the thing. Satyrs are 3.8 speed. And the wolves are like 8 speed. So they can be over there while these guys are over here. Just need enough to hold back the Atlanteans.
This is a really aggressive build up here from El Matador, man. Check this out. He's already got so many palaces around that central, what's it called, trading post. This is pretty aggressive. This is pretty scary. Man.
It's very aggressive. By the way, did I mention to you, Maiden, that these Guardians of Io are buffed? So they're, like, as it spits, it detonates and actually has some impact.
Ah.
You have to.
I know that you're way stoked on them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's dead anyway, with or without, but you get some of that into throwing X-Men, they'll just melt.
Dude, Loki's having to play so careful here. His army's kind of split up from this top side. He's trying to build on this bottom side. He needs to be a little bit careful. Oh, this could be sick.
It's a little raid, but could go a long way if he catches those citizens. kind of getting overrun at the moment by the core of the Atlantean army. That could be tough, but hey, the healing spring is a good idea. Won't be taken away from him unless he's actively losing the game. Forward guard tower time shifts though are pretty wild. Can you actually deal with this?
Man, I'm feeling for Loki here, man. I remember back when I was first getting into Deathmatch a few years ago. Ooh, that's nice, delaying that town center. That's super sick.
That is super nice. And the other one isn't even being worked on yet, so there's hope here.
Sure. And actually, Loki's taking his back town center, so he might be up onto two town centers a whole lot faster, but it's going to take him a long time to take this fourth one.
Good job trying to focus down also the satyrs. Not bad at all.
Very nice. Still, that Kronos siege, man.
Ah, finally someone. The dwarven mine is the ideal first mine indeed. Villagers gather so fast from them. Oh, the back TC being built by just 3 berserks. Oh no, it will take like 3 minutes to build that thing. Jeez.
It's better than one Huskarl Naka. Take what you can get. Ooh.
It's better than one.
Yeah. Oh.
Alright, flaming weapons immediately countered by a chaos cast and a pretty small group too, so that they actually engage for a long time against themselves. But they do have healing spring to fall back to. I gotta say though, you don't want to be chilling while flaming weapons is on. You want to fight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no going to Valhalla for them.
Well played by a Matador. Really nicely done. Saving it up. It's not the most like genius play, but still really nice.
Well, I'm here to inform Looki that flaming weapons does not affect Fenris wolves. Oh no.
Ooh, he's pushing the top
them.
TC.
Oh my god! Holy crap! We missed that, but this was great.
Sick counterplay back there up there on that top side, man. That is so clutch.
Well
Resetting the town
done.
centers is huge knockup.
Even this one hasn't had any progress on it since, so Matador is just chilling on 1 TC. He does get the, trading posts controlled, but he's gonna have to fight against a Looki that is on 2 TCs.
Yeah.
There are more resources in Matador's bank, so will that be enough?
Yeah, I mean, true. The Thor player's already up to 18 villagers, so he's working on the eco.
No, the ballista! They're all gone, man. They're all gone. There's no way. The big suck will destroy them all. Oh god.
Oh.
1 of them, 2 of them makes it. 3 of them. Never mind. 2 of them.
Wait, what? Everything is... That wasn't too bad. And then he's healing. Everything is like half HP
Yeah.
or less, and then he's healing.
He's got the double healing spring, which overlaps and stacks. And we also got a little bit of a raid from the wolves. And he might be able to take this DC with the berserks. Eventually.
Yeah. Eventually,
Oh
yeah.
no, not
Yeah.
again! Can't fight Arcus heroes with those.
Plus satyrs.
Plus satyrs. The satyrs have 3x against Mythians. They might as well be heroes.
That implode wasn't too shabby, Naka. That was really not too shabby. We've seen some nasty implodes, just completely game-ending, army deleting. That was army half deleting.
Well, here's the thing I worry about, Maiden. Although that wasn't devastating, Looki already was poor. And he's not getting any richer by the looks of things. If this army goes down, he won't be able to replenish it. So those ballista have to work overtime now.
He does have gold to buy some resources, so I think there's options there for him.
Yes.
I completely agree with you, but I think there's absolutely options for him to, to make it work, to make it happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
get another dwarven mine for even more gather rate, then it's okay to sell the gold, basically. Or just save up for the flaming weapons, which is about to come back. It's not even off cooldown, right? And he already has favor for it. See, we talked about Freyer. This is why I'm advocating for the flaming weapons. It's just...
Yeah, but Tempest is new. Come
Tempest
on,
is
man.
new. That's good. I just think that flaming weapons needs a longer cooldown or something, because this is... Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, it's your mod.
It is. Well, we're gonna have to talk about it after this tournament.
No, it does not, Utter. No, it does not. Flaming weapons does not affect siege or myth units. It's just only human units and Herseer and I guess Godi
and Rag Heroes.
And Rag Heroes, indeed. Human and dwarf units. Mm-hmm.
Teleport finally getting taken down, and maybe Matador will be able to take a T. Oh wait, he's taking the back one. Empowered still by the manor. It's a quick building process, relatively speaking. Of course, if you shift more manors over, it's even faster, and the shifting itself is free. Just cost your APM. Oh, now that is how you take a TC quick. But will it work? Ooh, flaming weapons instead. That's good. That's a good use. Matador has to run.
No chaos this time.
Yeah, can't afford it. And it's on cooldown.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, wow! The Siphon canceled the whole thing! That was some serious destruction there.
Nice.
Trade route has been up, by the way, for a while. And Looki has 105 per trip. Not bad. He stopped it again!
Man. Yeah.
Wow, I bet Looki is regretting not fighting now.
Well, good. Dude, even so, man. He stopped the town centers. He's killed so many of El Matador's citizens. I'm impressed that Loki's still in this, dude.
He's gonna be in this for definitely a while longer, even if Matador seems to be ahead. These ballista are difficult to engage for Atlanteans. You would need a large number of Contarius, which he is building up. 21 Contarius. He's almost ready to collapse on these. Let's see when he decides to. But the second TC is now up for Atlanteans. They're finally ready to go. I think Matador's about to pull the trigger too. And the Ballista are fearing that. Makes sense.
But there's only a couple of towers and like one hill fort back there. Barely a front line, so all those Contarius jumping in, everything should go down. He's not going after it though.
He wants to trade. Interesting. Meanwhile, Loki's economy has kind of grown big enough, I think. It's looking good.
Speaking of eco real quick, Naka, look at the main base of El Matador.
Oh god.
Okay, it's just Berserks. But still, it's Berserks, man. He's still only on 20 citizen pop, man.
This might be falling apart very quickly for Matador if he doesn't get more vills, and he can't afford them really. Those Berserks might be the key to victory right now. As long as the cavalry can be controlled, everything's fine.
Well, here's the thing. Usually El Matador's the one who's causing the havoc, getting the raids, blah, 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 blah. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Ghost build, ghost build, ghost build, ghost build. Darn it. Ghost build. He can still ghost build. Ghost build. Darn it.
Ah, he's not gonna do it. He gets one, but that's not what he was looking for there.
It's better than nothing. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I think he'll take it too. Look, 60 civilian population, that's without the caravans. And then there's 22 for Matador, without caravans. He's currently fighting the Ballista without his cavalry because they're trying to take down some random walls that don't matter really. Oh no, this is not the fight Matador was looking for. I'm not sure he'll be able to replenish the army if the ballistics keep working on this.
Man. I'm impressed that Loki's still in this, man. I think it's because of all that guerrilla harassment on the backside. Like I was saying before, El Matador is usually the one that's doing that guerrilla harassment. Now Loki's feeding him a little bit of his own medicine, that's for sure.
Nice. Is being made up there. Could have probably time shifted, which would be free. Every resource matters in this scenario. The Ballista have been, however, thinned out by the fire cyphers. Honestly, the Ballista are having a tough time with the siege wars. They themselves just seem to miss, and the other siege weapons just bully them.
Plus, in general, dude, they're cheap compared to other siege, but man, they are just so weak.
Oh god, they're all gone, Maiden.
Yeah.
If the cavalry comes back, this is gonna be a tough spot to be in. Matador by the skin of his teeth surviving.
Satyrs are brutal, man. The satyrs are brutal. Still gotta be careful. There's enough, Are there Huskarls in there? No, those are all Berserks. One Huskarl. A couple Huskarls. Careful with those archers, Matador. Wow. You didn't knock. Apparently Berserker spam is the counter to, satyrs.
That's a surprise.
Right? Speaking of Quintarius, far left corner.
Oh, they're in the farmers.
Not bad, not bad. Ooh. No food in the bank, that is not bad at all.
Is this enough to take the TC?
If they were heroes, weak. I think you could go for it.
They're kind of weak.
Oh, healthy Matadors, that's what you can use.
There's enough to repair here, surely. Although they'll regenerate a little bit. Ah, there's a hero villager, of course. And now there's more.
Nice. Well, Naka, I mean, what's working is the ballista spam, so you just gotta slow push this, dude. You just gotta slow push this. This is actually, game one between Mini Yeti and Looki was crazy sick. It was on Megalopolis, so there was this settlement in the center, right? Mm-hmm. It was kind of the similar setup as this game, actually, this TC we're looking at here. Anyway, ultimately, it was set against Kronos, and ultimately the set won. And my argument is that's because he had the ranged siege. The catapults had so much more range compared to the fire siphons. So I'm going to apply that to here, and I'm going to say that Looki's looking pretty sick, man. If he can just continue slow pushing with these towers and ballistae, I think he can maybe push his way to victory here and get this game.
Yeah. It's entirely possible. It always was that way, that Atlantic kind of fell apart in the super deep late game.
Yeah. And
it might be the case now as well, but Matador finally has his third town center up. If he could just get enough economy to fully pump, but it's easier said than done. The battle boars are now in, and they can take quite a bit of a beating.
Indeed. Matador's got his 3 town centers. He's got his market up. I mean, Looki's in a similar. There's the market. Okay, Looki's in a similar boat. Okay, if he sneaks up this town center, ooh. If he sneaks up this town center, that's how you take a town center, man. That's how Norse rushes up a town center. No, the real way you rush up a town center is with Ragnarok. That's how you rush it up.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, he got it. Nice.
Hey, he's also taking over the trading post. Matador's relying on that quite a bit, and I mean, this one, there was no reason not to have it, right? He just wasn't looking until just now. See if he can hold on to it. Maybe a building next to it would be nice. Same here. Matador has the map control, so should make full use of it. Wasn't there some unit sent? Did the Chiroballista kill it? Okay. Oh, there's the one Huskar. That could finish the wall again. That would be quite annoying.
I'll be right back, Naka. Hang on.
Well, guys, another big fight coming through. We've got Huskars and Berserks right on top of those Arcus. Population is relatively even, a little bit advantaged for Looki, but he's getting also blasted by all these palaces. Is it going to be enough now that he's got the portable ram in this? Maybe he can get a handful more, then he can tear this thing down and just be happy with, you know, the Berserks dying to the Arcus because they'll be netting you some favor while still doing some damage. Another flaming weapons is gonna be ready. Hopefully that's what he's saving for and not the Fimbulwinter, because Fimbulwinter will do very limited damage here. Although maybe he just wants to idle the economy. That could also be okay if he suspects that the game is this close. Aerobuster have been taken out. And there's so much siege here. Oh, there's another implode! Can Looki escape this? He certainly shouldn't walk into it. Yeah, these guys are out. There's gonna be a very minimal implode. It's enough to delete the towers, but that's it. Look, Looki has good amounts of population. He didn't suffer much from this. So now he's ready for a flaming weapons push. Will he even do that? I think he's attacking 2 locations at once. This wall repair is nuts. Even though there's some tier Huskas here, they're just getting out repaired. This is insane. You gotta take some siege weapons with you. Oh, it won't work. Okay, but here comes the Norse army with flaming weapons and they're ready to tear through this Atlantean one. Will it be enough? The citizens have finished their repair, but how did this Jarl get in through the gate? Okay. The others got in too. I have no idea how that happened, but they're in and they're killing the villagers now. The Arcus are getting roasted and toasted as well by the flaming weapons. Wow.
Okay, I'm back.
I'll come back. Well, we had the big flaming weapons moment, Maiden, and it's snowballing the game hard. More favor getting earned by the Norse, so the next one will be possible to save up to as well.
Wow. Man, I'm really not surprised that just looking at the minimap and all the chaos and all this pushing and everything that's happening, all the citizens dying. Oh, I'm really not surprised, Naka. Once Looki like stopped the crazy scary push from Kronos and he stopped the TCs from going up, got all that action going on. It's like, all right, if I've been in this position as Norse before, I'm feeling confident, baby. And it looks like he's close to bringing it home for, the victory home.
Matador's last palace in the way is getting destroyed. Once he also destroys these military barracks up front, Matador is gonna have some serious trouble with production. For now, he can kinda hold on to dear life a moment longer, but he's running out of res. What then?
You tell us, Naka, what's gonna happen? You make the call.
I like these fanatics defending. They're gonna tear up the Jarls really good. And Matador seems to be surviving just barely, man. But getting walled in? The trade, it's gonna have to go through the fighting units. And that's an easy picking right there.
That's sick, man. Just wall off the trade like that. In the middle of like all this carnage and fighting and everything, just wall off the trade. Nice.
Matador's discovered the Guardians of Io. They are gonna be his only chance to make a comeback happen. They have to be very efficient. It's easier said than done. Sometimes you just spit some acid in the middle of nowhere and it doesn't do anything. Well, Luke is gonna leave for now, and there's a gap left. Matty is somehow alive, Maiden. How? This is nuts. Okay, that's some bigger detonation there. Oh.
Nice.
Wow.
Those are pretty scary looking units in all fairness. Wow.
Yeah, they're kind of eldritch horrors.
A little dip into the eldritch, mythology here. Cool.
These choke points are the perfect place to fight. I don't think Looki is fully aware of how that blob works. You gotta leave it because it detonates.
Yeah. Dude, Naka, what is happening here? It looks like El Matador was completely dead meat. But now...
He was.
He's pushing back. Yeah.
But those Huskarls were just derping, trying to build a wall, and the surrounding units were killing them all. And now Luke is flustered. He can't afford to remake such a big army in a moment's notice. He wasn't that rich. So what he has to do is sacrifice his middle location, right? Regroup by the healing springs, and then fight, I think.
Yeah. I agree. He's got a bunch of battle dwarves. How are those things going to fare against the Guardians of Isle?
They will hold. They're not very good damage dealers, right? Like they're really good at busting up the infantry, but you can see here the damage from the Ios is actually sick because it's got a massive multiplier against cliff units. So yeah, don't chill at the choke points.
Ouch, man. He's got some Goaty to deal with it though.
Yeah, the Goaty are good. That's an answer. Now they've gone.
It is. Yo, I thought this game was over. Are you kidding me? Matador holds.
It's never over.
And he's put himself into a decent position right now. It's still fairly even by all means.
Question in the chat, are the battle boars meta? Well, they're not terrible. They're like a good filler here. Especially if you get to kick the Arcus all over the place. But easier said than done in the middle of the fight against heroes and more advanced myth units like the Argus. They're not going to be good.
Yeah.
I think Looki is just a little bit lazy with how he plays, right? So he has the better option with Wolves. And he could be raiding with them separately. That would do a lot of work. But he just wants to blob. So for that, Wolves aren't as good as the Battle Boars.
Wow. Okay, and the game continues, you know? Wow, okay.
We'll be here all night. You can't leave.
Yeah, I know, right?
you could if you have to, but yeah. Just leaving.
Man, these things are putting in some serious work. They're really carrying Matador in these fights. With the Arcus as the backdrop, right?
Yeah, the Arcus are doing like most of the work, definitely. And Matador is just an absolute giga chad at microing them and keeping them alive forever. So basically he doesn't have to keep remaking the Arcus non-stop because they'll end up being his only unit. They never die.
Yeah. True.
That's why he's making so many melee units. But somebody has got to do something on the sides, or else. Oh, wait. Matty is doing something. A little something. Leaning up the hill for
us. A little bit. I like Play's idea, dude. Going for some Husk raids. I like that idea. I maybe even like that idea maybe a little bit better than Wolf raids. Wolf raids take a little... It feels like Wolf raids take a little bit more time and investment to pull off. I like Husk raids, man. They're tier Huskarls, so I like Husk raids.
Yeah, they can also go together. So, like, the Huskarls take out the buildings while the Wolves eat the trade or something.
Sure. Yeah, true.
At least I like sending them together. Another flaming weapons.
Yeah.
A little bit of acid blobs. But it's hard to make that work while the Goldie have 19 attack. They just kind of disappear.
He's got a... man. But we're kind of back to almost where we were, you know, when I rejoined a few minutes ago. Pushing into the main base just after a flaming weapons attack. Do
you think Matador has enough buildings here? It seems low to me.
Yeah, it seems like he built up so many buildings in the middle. He had like, what, 7 palaces in the middle? Yeah, I've kept my eye on those dots up there, man.
Yeah, this ain't happening. Nice try, Maddie, but you're caught. Oh, these berserks could cause absolute chaos here in the corner.
That's something game ending. Stopping that trade route, that's definitely game ending. And he finished this wall, so okay, it opened up, but still.
Yeah, to be fair, the siphons do finish that quick.
Oh, look, that forest actually doesn't go all the way. It does not go all the way to the edge of the map. So look where the caravans are going. That's a little bit lucky.
Oh, neat.
Very neat. It may not matter. Is Looki able to finish this off? Look at the TC, halfway dead, Naka.
We're really close. Like, maybe the Soul Skull should just target the TC. It's not much left. Oh, the ramps are here. Okay, everybody go. This is the time.
Can El Matador hang on again? He throws out a chaos. More Guardians.
They
Come
can't
on.
escape.
Ah.
It's too much damage coming in, though. The TC is finally down. Maybe, just maybe, Looki has done it. Matador is holding on to dear life as his trade is getting denied with another wall in. That was great. That's such a good way to get rid of markets. There's going to be another one. But first, they're going to go to the TC confused. And then going back with 100 gold each. That's a lot of resources losing out on right now as Maddie.
Absolutely, man. This is okay. This has gotta be it, right? This has gotta. Okay, there we go.
You caught it. You caught it. That was a good time to end it too. From now on, are you sure you can't stay to call the end of the game? They let all the cool shit happen and then you call it and then we're all happy. I think that's how it should work.
That's just doing my job. No, man, that was a really interesting game. There's been so many. The people were calling it out in chat, like Thor going into a Kronos, a really aggressive Kronos like this, is freaking scary, man.
It is.
But Loki did exactly what he needed to. I'm a little bit. I wonder if El Matador, is it getting late for him? Is he, maybe a little bit, I don't know, overconfident. He's not minding his P's and Q's. So he was allowing all of these guerrilla-style raids to really work pretty well. His settlements were delayed. That whole thing, man.
Yeah. I mean, he was ultra committed on the one-fronted push. Probably too confident that it will work as is. But it takes more to put Looki away, and he's come back with a vengeance. 2-1 in his favor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another game here. This is now game number 4, and in the blue color, this is Matador playing as Poseidon. With me, there is Ryuk, by the way, casting. Hi, Ryuk.
Hi, guys. Hi, Naka. Thanks for having me. This is going to be a really exciting, what is this, 4th match now? I guess so, yeah. Yeah, 4th. Awesome. So we got Poseidon against Gaia. I actually did really enjoy playing Gaia against Grass there. I do think it has a lot of potential with the Dryad play, and so we'll see if Looki, maybe he was watching, maybe he was inspired, so maybe we'll see some more Dryad play this game.
Yeah, especially with Hecate, I was really oozing about that because look, you sit on that lash, you get 1 HP per second, you get the Hecate upgrade, you get 2 HP per second regeneration. It's just nuts. And on top of that, if you can keep them near the tree, it's even more. But yeah, Poseidon is a little bit of a difficult matchup for Atlanteans, in my opinion, just because you got such a good army. It's so difficult to push the buildings, right? So how do you comfortably choke out the Poseidon then?
I know exactly what you do. So on this map, especially Tundra, I've noticed that Loki's really enjoyed the Atlantean picks. And I don't know if you probably didn't actually. In our game that we played, exactly, Loki, you see the dock right there? Loki loves going we have Son of Osiris at home, bit on water.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna see him pump a ton of those mana wars and take control of the center of the map and likely build around it, right? Utilize the strength and difficulty that Greek is gonna have dealing with them because, they only have one ranged hero. Those mana wars are gonna get so much value just being able to continuously zap the army of Matador. So I think that
an insane pond.
Yeah, it's going to come into play quite a bit this game. So I do feel like we're going to have a huge naval battle.
Oh my God.
Or at least Matador is going to attempt.
6 jellyfish. That's a lot of jellyfish. That's all the jellyfish there is, actually. Certainly you can't fight it with your Hippos Fist.
Nope.
The 4 heroes might be able to fight it, but I think it's best to just avoid it, to be honest. And that's, I think, what Matador is trying to do. These guys only have 10 range. It's been heavily nerfed. Maybe in 2 nerfed. But instead, their damage got increased, so they'll be owning all these water myth units. Yikes.
Yeah, and conveniently that pond is right in the middle of the map, so Matador is going to have to really play around the sides this map, or this game. But that allows Looki, again, center of the map control, and I think that is more important than side control, especially on a map like this. Yeah.
But look, man, Pestilence is in. The majority of the military population is now basically naval. How is Looki exactly supposed to stop this onslaught right now? The Cyclops, the Helipolis, the army trying to avoid the sea as well.
Yeah, well, I think he can hold this position with the water, or I'll call them ponds, Son of Osiris, because it's more like a little pond or not even a lake. But Looki is actually grabbing the bottom side of the map, securing a corner, getting that town center. So he's going to kind of control the bottom and the right side of the map, whereas Matador is going to take the top side of the map as his corner. So I do think that Looki, don't discount him yet. I don't think he's quite out. As long as he can hold, I do think he has a decent position.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that can come back. He just showed it in the last game in particular. I totally agree with that. This is just looking very, very painful. Matador is going after all the production buildings while he's still fighting the army. He's got just enough siege to slowly tear them down. But he's keeping his advantage militarily. 160 something pop versus just 80 militarily is definitely difficult to deal with. It looks like the jellyfish got cleaned up.
Yeah, I think we missed that, but that's actually pretty big for Matador.
Yeah, good job with Polyphemus there. He actually has some splash damage on this balance mod. Well, a few changes that affect Poseidon. It didn't get too many.
I'm seeing a couple Dryads come out, so I think we'll see maybe a second cast of the Hesperides tree, and maybe we'll see more Dryads get pumped out to help contain this push, which is pretty strong right now. I think Matador is getting quite a good kill-death ratio. I see some Prodromos in there. Going to do really well against the heavy Cantarius army composition that Looki has.
Definitely. Now, there is one toy on the side of Looki's that would help clean this up, and that's Implode, and he's casting it right away. He needs it. So, yeah, the big suck will be probably getting rid of all these Peltas, some of the cavalry, and the rest is probably fine.
One thing that I'm noticing right away is pretty glaring is that our guy,
Everything's dead? That's interesting. All right. I didn't expect that.
That was a bit bigger than I was expecting. I was going to go off on a tangent here.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Definitely a huge one. What I was saying is, I think Looki's already out of food. It looks like he is sending some villagers to go gather it, but running very low, which means that it's going to stop his villager production from going. It's also, we're going to see less and less Cantarius being rebuilt until he can kind of fix his eco there. Man, those pawns, Son of Osiris, are just getting so many shots off. Great.
They're definitely having a great time. And then the shot actually bounces 4 times, or was it 3 times? I think it's 4 still, right?
Oh, I'm not too sure myself.
Either way, it bounces. Multiple targets getting hurt. Polyphemus is going to be fantastic against Dryads if they happen to clump up. Big problem for them if they do.
Those Contarius are putting in work. I thought they'd get countered by the Padronos, but seems like they're holding up.
They're also really cheap, so even if they do get countered, you know, if they manage a relatively even fight, that's good enough for them. They're dirt cheap.
Yep. No. Very right. What's happening down at the bottom? I don't think we've put much emphasis on that bit.
We have not. It's a Petrobolos push. I'm so sorry, everyone, for missing that, but it doesn't look like Looki has resisted it because you can see all the buildings are full HP, so he didn't look at that. Just like us.
Darn. Well, Matador is out of food too, so both players out of food.
Time for the Peltas army.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see. Is we're gonna start seeing some full-out Arcus versus Peltas versus, you know, kind of a ranged army that takes only wood and gold as these players try to get their ecos in order.
Well, I could definitely say the trees are angry, coming over to slap the villagers. The towers, however, are having a pretty good time against this. And these are not regenerating dryads, so they won't be able to take it forever. Fire Siphons now targeting down the Helipolis is obviously a nice little move. Every little bit of efficiency that either player can get is important. Ooh, that's risky, but I love it.
How many gold mines does Looki have that are considered somewhat safe? I think that's the safest one at the moment. Assuming that he mined his own.
Update until you swap. So here, there's one. This kind of counts, but it's just these three. There's this, but Matador can keep an eye on that.
He's mining that one. He's claimed it with that single bill.
Second Pestilence. It's targeting a good amount of buildings, but nothing too scary. Most of his Chiral Ballista have been destroyed by Peltas, so that's definitely a problem.
Ooh, Naka, do you see one thing that I see that might help Looki right here?
What?
Look at his favor count and look at what's coming.
Another one. Well, these Helipolis are super weak, so it's definitely a good target here. I think the entire army might be actually destroyed. If it was full health Helipolis, they'd be fine. They actually never get hurt. Ooh, that's a very nice wall by Matador, actually preventing the side from being used. Is that Polyphemus hunting Oracles now? Okay. That wasn't on my bingo list.
Let's see, he can afford it, and he has it at the ready, so will Implode be coming down now, or is he going to save it? We'll
I think he's waiting for the army to be together so he can clean up. It's a good time to use it, though. There it is.
Here we go. Probably going to be a lot of dead Helipolis here.
Is anyone even surviving? He's adding some of his own units to it. Okay, the Helipolis make it, but barely.
Okay.
Matador losing like, what, 40 population to this. Now taking his 4th town center. If he manages to do that, I don't think you can deal with Poseidon anymore after that. But he's not gonna let him. That would be silly. By the way, all these divine damage hoplites have been absolute giga-chads throughout. They can even kind of tank the Chiral Ballista a little bit.
Both players are just starting, their ecos are just kicking in right now, so I feel like we don't need to worry too much about one player running out of one resource or the other. However, that being said, Looki does need to secure some mines or regain control of that bottom corner, because I'm a little worried that he's going to end up mining out a gold mine and not having a second backup gold mine secured in time.
Yeah, I agree. The trade route having been destroyed is also a big problem. All this extra lush up front is definitely a good idea, but while he's fighting down and top against units that counter his, that's not so great. And of course these helpless are here to tear it all down again. Tough situation to be in for Looki. Matador
see
doing
Loki's.
a great job with those lions. Look at that
That's
chain
so
stun.
nice.
Sick. Just to get the micro timing on that right is actually not the easiest thing, but yeah, Matador can handle it.
Yeah, you're right. Those Contarius just trade so well into the Greek army. You can tank those hoplites, get to the backline and cause havoc. Such a versatile unit.
Yeah, for sure. And then he's got the hero versions for buildings if he ever needs it. But that's so much later in the game when he can afford it. For now, Matador's still pushing, man. Matador's still pushing. The resources of Looki just about enough to survive and pump.
Yeah, but for
Ideally,
how
he'd have more
long?
than that.
For how long he's running on an extremely small trade, and Matador is running a very long, efficient trade here. So I think the longer the game goes, Matador is going to be happy.
102, wow. Oh man, all these relics just next to the temple this tournament. Wow. Nobody's gonna take him.
There's just too much happening.
There is too much happening, and it's a pain to read the tooltips when they spasm at you, so.
That's very true. Yeah, you can't read them in the heat of a battle, especially like in DM where every second counts. Having to battle that glitch is extremely annoying. And what happens is you prioritize a relic that you don't know what it is, and you end up with 6 monkeys spawning from your temple.
It's something, you know, but yeah, it's not the first thing on my to-do list.
Yep.
Ooh, did you see that? I'm not sure that was an attack move. I think Matador might have targeted individually. That's something I noticed he does with the Peltas. I'm trying to do it myself in my games, but it's so difficult. Because the Peltas, they absolutely will overkill whatever they're targeting if it's a ranged unit.
Definitely. You need multiple groups of them. Well, looks like Matador is feeling a little bit comfy now. He's starting to float resources. Looki, on the other hand, he's pinching his pennies. He's got very low eco. I think his last mine or two starting to run out.
And choose between eating and heating there. This is not great.
Yeah. Full pop against 145.
Question in the chat, is Artemis poison stacking? Yes, it does stack. Gets pretty nasty after a few shots. So even the destroyers aren't safe. Eventually the Peltas will get them. All these Petrobolas just going absolutely nuts on that palace. Matador is building up his DC, but with just a handful of villagers, that's one of the weaknesses of his. So if you ever have opportunities, guys, to take out his DCs, you take it, because it will take a while for it to come up.
Yeah, and now it's just a slow push. If Matador can reinforce the sides, maybe Looki will just get choked out of resources, and we'll go to a game 5 here. We'll see if Looki can come up with something. It's looking pretty grim right now, but as long as he has forests, he can continue making dryads, and maybe that's something.
Flying dryads. It's a new unit.
Flying dryads. We got flying dryads before we got helicopter Avengers.
Oh no. Clay in the chat is gonna cry.
Yeah.
Well, that's 4 DCs now, Riek. I think this is this might be a little bit futile for Looki to try and hold on against a fully established Greek player with full population of villagers and trade. What can you do at this point?
Forward buildings coming, so that's usually a sign that yeah, the end is near. Maybe not instantly, but
oh, the granaries. Now that's a sign for GG get out. Oh, yeah.
yeah, there we go. Good game. Well played, Matador.
Yeah, he did super well there. Just solid everything. Didn't need to overcommit to, you know, pushing in early before taking that 4th town center. Once he had that, it's easy pickings with a much larger army to go in there. Looki did outkill him, however. That was the power of the ranged army, really. And the implodes, of course.
Yeah, you can win the KD pretty easily if you sit behind your palaces and towers as the, you know, Atlanteans. However, in this case, no matter how much you can outkill your opponent, if you're not taking the rest of the map, your opponent will slowly choke you out of resources. So I think that's what we saw this game.
Here we go with game number 5. This series is going to at least game number 6, but maybe 7. I did not expect the Isis here from Matador. That's a big surprise for sure.
All right, and on the bottom side, we've got Looki playing Freyer. And he's going to go out and start taking the whole map, I'd only assume. Norse tries to just expand wide, get some side builds, and against Isis, who Isis prefers to stay more on a one front, kind of slow tower push, mid-goal units. So we'll see how this game progresses. Will Looki decide to just fight one front with the large flaming weapons, or will he decide to go for more of a crazy style, expanding around the map, side builds, getting some ram raids maybe? We'll see what strategies both these players employ.
It's going very light on buildings, so I'm already slightly worried about that because, well, Egypt does build pretty fast in Retold, and there's 2 pharaohs here to empower everything with, so that can certainly go a long way. And the initial Egyptian spam is already in. We've got a ton of axemen. Mythic Age is still a distance away, and he didn't go for flaming weapons. He went for Tempest. Iron Maiden wanted to see this. He sadly left, so that's that, Iron Maiden. You missed the best part.
Well, I haven't seen, you know, admittedly, I haven't seen too much of Tempest being opted for, especially when you have the options of flaming weapons, which is extremely strong, especially,
Yes.
You know, in my opinion, I think flaming weapons is one of the best tools you have against Isis.
How are you going to cast Tempest into an Isis that's empowering a monument?
Look at that range.
That's never going to happen, bro. Good luck. Also, the priests actually, with divine damage, absolutely hard counter the rock giants because they don't care about the high armor. If they get haunted, that's good news. Auto micro. So, yeah, I don't like the choice. I like my flaming weapons here. And in many other matchups, certainly it's not impossible to make this work, but
yeah, we'll see how he utilizes it. He does have extremely strong berserks now, so might not be the best choice of unit in a one-front fight against Isis with 10,000 chariots.
And also Freyer has really good ballista, but again, you're going up against Isis who has catapults. They still one-shot them. That might be tough.
Yep. Anyways, we do see Looki trying to get a second and third town center. So I'm gonna plop some hill forts, plop his bastion as well.
Yeah, this is great. Just builds itself, especially in the Mythic Age. It's pretty quick. The TC itself will come up in a reasonable amount of time, but the ballista now getting kind of picked off. Even the chariot archer shooting them will be doing some not unsubstantial damage. Maybe they can take out the monument and then cast the Tempest. Maybe the Bursty needs to come out and join the battle as well.
Situations like this where you really like flaming weapons, just send a bunch of raiding cav and maybe some Huskarl even. Just tank all that fire and dive right under all the mid goals.
Wait. Locust
Ooh,
Swarm
big
actually
locust.
good against these?
Okay.
Oh, if they weren't Freyer once, they'd be all dead right now. Freyer
Wow.
does get 10% extra HP, so good on them, but Matador has micro on his side, and he will be picking them off, I think.
Yeah, I do really like the wall off and the ballista in the back. Very strong against the chariot archers.
Yes. But here come the
at least-
catapults, so they can open up the gate in just one shot each. And then here come the elephants. These ballista have something coming to them, that's for sure. But what you don't want to do is send the Son of Osiris into that. You gotta be careful with that stuff.
So I don't think there's going to be too much progression in the middle right this instant. Let's go check on Loki's third, just to see what his plan is. Almost done.
Yeah, he's got a
covers the
bunch
way
of hill
through.
forts to protect it if he needed it. He's gonna wall this off. And, you know, the hill forts meanwhile generate 1 food apiece thanks to Feast of Renown. Really nice little tech. Even the Asgardian hill forts, even his town centers do. So it does add up. He doesn't have to gather food anytime soon. Can just focus on the other 2 resources. Should be comfortable with that. But there's another of these empowered monuments. Where's Son of Osiris?
Right in the fight, just under that mid
here.
goal.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
The Ballista are probably gonna try to snipe him, but if Matador is on point with his might, he's dodging the shots. Is that a little brave, perhaps? Yeah, I don't think you can out-dodge that many Ballista. They are just gonna be staggered. So...
No, but all it takes is 1 or 2 shots and from the Son of Osiris for those ballista to go down. So both players need to be careful how they utilize
They sure
their
do.
key units here.
Man, that healing from the monument is certainly putting in some work, but here comes another anti-healing.
Ooh.
Wow. Wow. Oh, the chariots are toast.
Drop Matador down to 160 pop.
He's out of wood though, Looki is. He'll have to sell some resources or something. Got a counter attack with some of those said wood units. Portable ram trying to make something happen. Is it possible?
Yeah, might have been better if he had waited, maybe amass a handful of those rams and then send them out. Having 1 ram on a town center might not be the might be a little ambitious, to say the least.
Yeah, Matador's gonna notice that, of course. Hey, there's a chance here for the mummies to be picked off.
Is there a chance? We're seeing it live right now. Yeah. But what happened to
job by
Loki's
Looki.
pop?
Pop. It's all gone.
It's gone.
Oh, here come the catapults, Ryuk. That's the real problem, because they one-shot the ballista even with the Freyer HP. They're damaged anyhow. Oh, Tempest actually has range despite the monument protection. You can just cast it here on the
Golem burst you
edge.
too. I do like that combo.
That is neat. Tempest slows everyone down, and Bursty, well, he finishes everyone.
Yeah. And the further away he goes from the town center, the slower he gets. But when the opponent's fleeing units are all slowed down, it does give the Golem Bursty a chance to get in a couple more whacks than he typically would.
I gotta say, though, chariots are really good at taking him down. That's... He usually feels tankier than this. I guess he was alone. Anyway, prosperity is in, and there's plenty of gold gathering peoples to empower with that. No pharaoh on top of it, but I'm not sure that it's necessary. It's enough. With 26, you're gonna get some good returns on this thing. The catapults are continuously working away at this.
So, going back to what we were talking about, how Isis might be a little awkward with the remaining picks by Loki, or the remaining god picks that Loki had access to. It seems like Matador is doing just fine. Maybe we can attribute it to the lack of flaming weapons or a different strategy that Loki's trying to employ. Potentially we can consider it maybe the wrong one, I don't know. But Matador is making it look really, really strong right now.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I do think that Norse was the best case scenario here, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
South Osiris got sniped.
That was not expected. I didn't see him go down. Or,
Not a locust. Yeah, not many units getting hit by this. It's probably best reserved on the trade route or something where you know the guys are gonna run into it.
I'm pretty sure that was the third locust of the game too. Locust now costing 95, so I think we might have missed one, unless you caught it and I missed it.
I have no idea, man. I'm a little knackered here, but these catapults
it's been a long day.
tearing everything down. And there's plenty of them, there's plenty of support for them. The chariot's just kind of hugging them as well to make sure they're protected. And if the town center goes down, Looki would be in trouble because that's his trade TC. Doesn't have a lot of resources left either. Second South Osiris or anything like that is not in play, but I'm not sure it needs to be. Like you said, Matador is making Isis look good.
Yep. And Looki taps out. All right, so 3-2 for Matador, now on match point. And we see Looki bring it to a 3-3. Or is Matador gonna let us rest?
I'm pretty sure Looki wants it. I'm pretty sure he wants it. Let's see what he can do there. He's got some really good gods left. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Matador is now up a point. He's just one win away from getting it all. And this time, he is Shenong.
All right, and we've got Looki here in the red, and he's playing Fushi.
Well, the build orders between these two should be rather similar. I don't think... Wait, what was the god pick? Okay, actually, Matador is going to be able to build faster because he gets the chasing of the sun upgrade from Hutu. It's nerfed, but it's still 10 extra %. It does add up, especially on something like Kuafu, who build really fast anyhow. I'm gonna see a mixture of all the different buildings. The Imperial Academy is already out for Looki, so he can make his heroes right away. He's got the baby Neza on the field. Don't see that often.
No, that's a very early Neza.
Yeah, in DM, typically you go Mythic first, but hey, that's already a Mythic pickoff. Neat.
Yep. You might be better to speak on this. What are the major differences between these two Chinese gods?
Actually, not much, Ryuk. You could go for the exact same god path. So I think what we're going to see here is really just the difference between the use of Vanish and Earthfall. Stat-wise, they're going to be rather similar. It's the major... It's the H4 gods that are going to be different. So we've got... Firebirds and not Inferno, but Blazing Prairie coming up versus the usual Great Flood that we've seen in pretty much every Chinese game. So yeah, no dragons then for Matador. That's gonna be the big difference. He can't go for them anyhow, so we'd have to... what's the other myth unit called again? Oh god, I forget the name. The thick ones.
Hunden?
Hunden, yeah, thank you. Struggle with the myth unit names in particular for China.
I'm learning them too.
Yeah, with the paper dragon cast, but no. The Chinese dragon is not as bad. He's slowing down enemies nearby so he can escape more easily. Anyways, we've got the Xinglong with great micro. Chinese heroes will have to work overtime to take them out, but there's enough of them to do it. And you can get this Jiangxia hero closer to them to nerf their attacks. And you can get your sages to stun them and copy them, which is even better. Bunch of heavy axe cards already working on the buildings, wow.
Earthwall was already deployed. However, those dragons extremely strong and still up right now.
Yeah, pioneers must be pumped throughout. Actually, Fushi's heroes are better than those of Shenong as well. That's like his major
here
god
come the balloons.
technology. Ooh. That should be pretty good. They're not explosive, but they leave like damage over time on the ground. So it's like area denial, basically. For both sides, both of these players should care about that. All these fire archers will be well equipped to take out the walls.
What's the status on the town centers for both players?
Well, they're only making Kuafu, so the TC should be relatively quick. Oh, wait. Actually, Looki swapped out of it to make the dragons. That's interesting. But 2v2 TC, wait, 2v3 TC actually. Matador is having a pretty good time with this.
Yeah, very good build. That earth wall definitely denying some of the map that would have allowed Looki maybe to push up with some villagers and secure that town center. However, it looks like Matador has quite a few buildings already created. Just surrounding that, what was supposed to be Looki's third town center. It might be a little tough for him to secure that. However, his army is still looking very potent here. 3 King Longs still alive, wreaking havoc.
So it's a pretty big deal that actually Matador has so much area covered with his sacred ground, right? Generating him a lot of favor for sure. Looki just doesn't have that yet. But he has a lot of very tightly built buildings.
We'll see how he uses that amount of favor. Because he doesn't have access to those King Long, so maybe he's going to start making a ton of Phoenixes instead.
Or he'll just keep doing the God Power combo. Drought plus Blazing Prairie could be pretty powerful.
Very potent as well, yeah.
Nothing wrong with just hitting the archers, of course. This is not a god path I very frequently see though. One thing it's really good at is it gives these archers this sudden fire upgrade, which you know, adds a little bit of divine damage over time to them. Pretty good. Yeah, he's just gonna use it in the middle of the fight.
Prairie.
It's like a retreat path denial. Is that enough? Oh, they're vanished.
Ooh.
Wait, did that vanish not hit them? Did they try to attack something? They revealed.
They might have misclicked something.
Yeah, that didn't look quite right. They're going into the fire. Oh no!
Ouch.
Also, very interesting that there's so many of the regular cavalry, the white horse cav, as opposed to the tiger cav. But now,
here comes Flood.
Right into the army. Matador's losing everything there.
Ooh. Looki's gotten so many of those. So many of those backwards floods. And it's so potent.
It's probably one of the best use cases.
Definitely.
And although Matador has 4 TCs, I'm not sure he can hold. He has more villagers as well, but this TC is definitely going down. He has to rebuild an army.
TCs don't matter if you don't have food and you can't pop or get yourself to full pop. Down to 160, very low on food. Does have 22 food villagers, so will be going up. However, I'm pretty sure most of that food is being used to well, at this point, triple pump villagers. And I do see that Matador has started a trade. So going to be very, very low on food for the time being. Should be careful with all of those siege weapons getting taken out. We look on the right side there. Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
That is very expensive. They will get the ballet, but can this be afforded? I don't think so. So we might be back to being pretty even, to be honest, between these two guys. And to top it all off, all the dragons have died, Riek. This is not great. Trying to chase with the White Horse Cav is also not the best of ideas because they're running right into their counter. Tiger Cav just kind of owned them.
Yeah, Looki might have been a bit ambitious there, thinking maybe that Matador was in a checkmateable position. However, you know, still in a decent position.
Yes, I mean, he will be building up his third town center, and then he can put these people back to work and have more production of villagers. Of course, Matador, meanwhile, has been casting his, what was this called? Prosperous Seeds God Power. Making the farmers work faster. Ooh! There's a superhero in the middle of all that, but I think he's already gone? I can't see him.
He's still alive.
Oh, yeah, there he is somewhere.
Creating a trail.
There he is. There's little Super Saiyan. We also have John Wick somewhere. I can't see him in the middle of all this armor. Okay, there he is. There's his bouncy attack. He's still wrecking the front lines, although he doesn't have like 6 AoE. In this mod he has 2. That's still significant. Hurting multiple targets at once, and Looki is going to make it a real best of 7 with a 7th game. This is what we like to see. Beautifully done. Fushi might be better than Shenong, but we haven't seen the Huangdi late game. So don't discount him just yet. Maybe next time that is what Matador would try out. That's where you get your swordsmen that get more powerful as the others die around them. Maybe that could have worked. I'm not super convinced about the fire burbs or burning prairie.
Well played, well played. Those dragons extremely strong, especially in those chokeholds. Very difficult for the other player to snipe them if the dragons are being moved back in and out of the fight, utilizing their special attack.
That's right.
And Looki playing around them very well, keeping them alive. And yeah, here we are, game 7.
And look at that KD, 417 versus 257. I think that really shows the power of those dragons and heroes.
Yeah, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it, but game 7, this is probably the most competitive deathmatch tournament ever. Definitely for retold. Matty in the blue color is going to be going in with Hades.
And in the red on the left side, we have our raw player, Looki.
He's doing a great build order. Several barracks getting empowered by this monument, of course. The priest already separating from the group. Wait, does he though? Nope, never mind. It's good though. It's good with all these barracks and the separate market.
Yep. Starting off slingers though. I see a few slingers queued up right away. Maybe not showing that he wants to totally flood the opponent. Typically, you would see axemen being queued up initially in order to get the flood going. In the Mythic Age, if you go through Horus, you do have axemen that can siege down buildings with the upgrade. Sorry, remind me
exactly
the name of the upgrade.
Axe of Vengeance.
Axe of Vengeance, correct, yeah. And they do trade really, really well against if Matador went some hoplites, whatnot. They can even snipe some villagers, so slingers is interesting. However, we do see that Looki is taking the initiative and starting to,
which is great,
flood despite all that I was talking about.
Another reason for the axemen is because they're the only thing that can really handle the Hippa's Fist. Obviously the slingers can, but they're not going to destroy buildings after that. So yeah, you have a successful axe flood, you will win the fight, and you can take on some buildings at least. Maybe prevent the fortress from coming up. It's really good if you can pull that off. But yeah, slingers are more for KD. That's also fine. Oh wait, the scarab exploding will actually take on the infantry with it. Oh, neat. You don't see that every day.
Nope. How's Loki doing on the anti-pestilence front? Has he split his buildings at all?
No.
Like
would hit really hard if Matador comes in at the right time. He has built up his own army now. He's got a bunch of peltas ready to deal with the slingers. He's got at least a handful of Nemean lions, so chain stuns would be great, but I'm afraid they all got taken down. We got 2 helicopter Avengers as well. They're life-stealing a bit Sequid here.
Yeah, great units to have in a fight.
Dude, all the Greek myth units are toast. And the 1 myth unit remaining is attacking Priest. This is not Matador's moment, definitely.
No, you can just see the amount of slingers that Looki has created. Just going straight for that KD battle. Maybe we'll see a battle of attrition where both players just kind of go fist fighting to end the series. Fist fight to the death. Slings on Peltas.
He's getting in there.
Whoever.
This is going to be a huge pestilence. Fortunately for Looki, he is empowering some of this, right? So the units are still coming out at a reasonable pace. And actually the Migdos aren't fully touched, so not too bad.
Yeah. Well,
You
we'll
can
keep an
definitely
eye
feel
on
it.
Luki's pop. It's definitely going down.
Yeah, good
I have to retreat
opportunity
here.
to pull back. But you can't rely on the building shooting because, well, they're pestilence. They can't shoot.
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah.
Everybody is just quarantining. That's the lore. I've read it.
I do love the camels here, though. The raw camels.
They're a
Be
good
the unit
addition.
of choice to take out. Yep.
With the extra damage especially, that's nice. Siege towers will be a lot of help as well. Oh my god, did she just kill every single slinger? There's barely any left. The
micro.
Peltas went to work. Great
That micro.
multi-targeting.
Holy.
Oh my god, he's got a curse follow-up. This is brutal.
Keep going down to 125 pop.
Dude, Looki doesn't have any gold. What's he
Ran
gonna
out.
do? How did this happen? He just made slingers. They're the cheapest unit ever. Camels are 70 gold. I guess that's a part of it. Maybe this is why you tend to make elephants after the initial early flood, right? Because they can handle Helipolis themselves and you don't have to spend 1 million resources on them.
We are saying this, but he still has a lot of food and wood that he can trade for gold. So you can see he's back up to pop and has a huge army.
It's not
And-
bad, not bad. He's got a citadel.
On top,
That's why it's so big.
on top of that, yeah, exactly. He's got the Citadel. He's also got, 15 more villagers right now than Matador. So he's not in a bad position at all. Oh, huge stun.
Wow. Yeah, this could be workable, maybe. Maybe. But my problem is these Helipolis are better than the siege towers. They will win the one-on-one.
Very possible that Looki might look for a shifting sands with the amount of siege that he has.
The big tornado, Ryuk! This is the answer. Oh, but Matador split is really good. A tornado has to choose between the pieces of army and it chooses the smallest piece. This is great news for Matador. What a beautiful split. He barely lost any population. Great job.
You're bringing out the town center too. What is that?
That's a Helipolis.
Oh, that's all. Okay.
Or the 2D part left of it.
Yep. Look kind of silly.
Ooh, big stuns coming in. Anytime now. Wait. He has them on auto. So yeah, it's just on cooldown.
Yep.
He's handling it. Ooh.
Oh, there's a big one.
So Looki has
it
to be
looks like-
careful. The earthquake is next. Just wonder where Matador is gonna hit with that. Maybe these... Yeah, the Migdos strongholds. No, actually he targeted the barracks. He wants the barracks dead. Because he knows he probably can't afford the Migdol units. Oh my god, that's so smart.
A lot of siege output by Matador.
He's winning the siege war super easily with that. And it's also good tanks for the front lines. Ooh, Cyclops here to help.
Loki's out of food.
Oh my god, this might be the end, Ryuk. Matador has just a little bit left. Not enough for a pestilence or anything, but enough to keep pumping the villagers back home. Who is just barely building those town centers. My goodness. He's won this on 2 TC? There is no way. That's crazy. Looki can't stop what's coming his way right now. Those peltas are too much. They poison everything they touch. Wait, no, that's me. Anyway, the Helipolis are going to destroy whatever's in the way, and that's it. Matador wins another tournament. He's the champ. Crown him right now.
Wow. What a series. Going down to the last game here.
Absolutely beautiful play. Didn't need villagers, didn't need town centers. He just needed to print, and print he did. Wow.
Yeah, it just shows you how strong the Greek army is, able to just go full Peltast with some Cav and some Helipolis, and that will handle a lot, if not all, that Ra can kind of send your way. And very nice use of the Lions. We don't see too much of those used. Typically we see those chimeras coming, kind of going in for raids and whatnot,
yes.
Maybe being splashed into the army, but very rarely do we see the Lions being used, and very cool to see some very effective use of Lions. Not,
Yeah, they are pretty fragile, right? But if the stun works, it can do a lot of stuff. He certainly slowed down Looki with it here. That was great. Okay, I think we can get an interview with the man. Let's try. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.